Now we're going to see if I go live again here on the live original, the YouTube Fowl original news channel. I'm live right now. Let's see if I'm live. Am I live? I'm live. Hello everybody. Look a little bit dazed because I've just done like a really long wrestling stream over on the Fowl original wrestling channel. Anyway, I wanted to do 7 minutes in hell, and I wanted to try out a new little setup I've got. Got a counter that will pop up over here, and we're going to do 7 minutes in hell. Today's 7 minutes hell, if you've seen the title, I'm just going to read it back to you, but it's something that just happened to me, literally, on the Twitters, and I figured, you know what, I'm gonna have a little chat about it. So it's when the trans community attack and you just want to play the pronoun game. Hashtag 7 minutes in hell. So yeah, it's about an incident today. Literally just happened. It's why I was late for the Fowl original wrestling show. But yeah, we're going to start it. So I'm going to put 7 minutes on the clock. 7 minutes starting. Oh, starting now. So what can I say? Let's take my face away so I don't look at it. So I was on Twitter and on the bus coming back today. It was really cold and stuff. And so I was just on Twitter, was reading along in my timeline. I follow lots of different people, and I was just reading some loads of messages. And one of the messages was in there was a Twitter timeline, and the tweet was, it costs $0 to call someone the correct pronoun. Now, I just started reading the replies. When it comes to stuff like that, when it comes to really divisive political stuff, even though, you know, like, it's me, Fowl Original, how you doing? I don't really get too involved in the decisive, really intense stuff that like there's one side and there's another side, because there's always like more than one side to a story, which kind of moves on forwards. But I didn't understand, like reading all the tweets, like a lot of them were glad hadders, you know, echo chamber kind of situation when it's just like people are all bleating the same thing. That's fine, yeah. They're all part of a community and they're speaking about these things. But then you had one person in there that said, you know, there's loads of really positive and body positive and gender positive messages that are popping through this timeline. And I was liking a few and I was like, this is really cool actually. And then there's just one person that says, well, you don't, because it's a mental illness. Now, all the other messages, and this is what just stood out to me, all the other messages from people, body positive messages, had like 1 or 2 likes, maybe like a you go person, but they never really had anything more than that. But that one had 56 likes, so that means that you look at the analytics for something like that, and it'd been retweeted like 10,000 times. So that's why it popped up in my timeline. It's not like I went out seeking this, and I think that's what a lot of people that I'm going to speak about now thought I was doing. I didn't go out seeking this, it found me. And so as I'm reading it, I was like, I'm really excited to find out what's going on within, like, what they're going to say to him, because like I've heard that argument before. It's Ben Shapiro's, you know, really famous argument about Caitlyn Jenner, and the thing that he says on every single panel he goes to, it's a mental illness and you shouldn't, like, you know, allow people to live the fantasy. My belief on all of this is that you have to let people do whatever they want to do within reason. So you have to, because otherwise you're not going to let people live their life, and that's not fair. You shouldn't be assessing to someone your belief system and your whole framework onto that person and saying you have to do this. And that's what brings me on to the next part of this, which is, so that's kind of what I said, which is I retweeted one of the people in there. Well, actually, no, first I put a message in there. I didn't retweet them. I kind of put a message and forgot about it. But I put a message in there just saying I shouldn't have to go through linguistic gymnastics to be able to, something to that effect. It's really bad, I'm misquoting myself. But linguistic gymnastics to have to take the time to figure out which pronoun I'm supposed to use before I speak to someone. That was very divisive. For me, it wasn't. It was just like me just saying something. But it really annoyed one of the people in there. I'm not going to name them. It annoyed them. So they retweeted me out. Yeah. They've got roughly the same amount of followers that I have, yeah. And their followers are obviously part of the trans community and part of, as I found out later on, the autistic community. And again, I got no freaking issue with anybody, lest they have issues where they, where they're on the spectrum of autism, where anything that you would say it falls away from the norm. Yeah, got no problem with that. I am farthest away from the norm, if you would understand. But then it's like automatic assumptions, and I mean, I put a message in that timeline because obviously they kind of rammed that guy with the mental illness thing. Yes, but then a lady came in, and she said, and it was something that I saw a lot, and it happened to me as well. Automatically, she kind of asked a few questions, and people said, "You're a bad person," because she was asking questions about the trans community, and she was like, "Well, this pronoun thing, I don't understand. Explain it to me." And then people just started just attacking her, saying, "Well, she's gay. She should know better." And then someone was just like, "I'm not gay," but like, they didn't actually say she's gay. She should know better. They said, "Oh, she's part of your even people in the LBQT community aren't backing us up, and that's not fair." They just assumed, number one, that she was a woman, a girl. Number two, that she was gay. And number three, that she was attacking them, when I think, in all honesty, it's a freaking tweet that got retweeted 10,000 times almost. It was 9.3 thousand times, I think, when it got retweeted when I saw it. And it had like thousands and thousands and thousands of likes. So that's all it was. It just happened to be a tweet. From that tweet, yeah, from that one tweet, because I know the wrestling show, I came back, and just like Brian on that episode of freaking Family Guy, I had like ridiculous amount of like, "You're racist, you're reverse racist," as I asked a very simple question, which is that you have kind of like really like gone after and persecuted this person. I have been through real persecution, and I said this. I said, being beaten up, and I'm going to say the word here on YouTube, maybe I won't then, being raped. I'm not taking it not seriously, but it's YouTube, or murdered, harassed, bullied, things like that, yeah, happened to people not that long ago and still happen now. There are countries in the world that if you walked out in a dress, you would be shot in the street. Yeah, if you were a man and you decided that you wanted to be, that you are now a woman, you would either be ostracized from all of that society, completely. And I've seen that firsthand. Yeah, it's not all like theory. I've seen that firsthand. I've seen people in countries other than the UK that have been ostracized and kind of walk the streets because they wanted to wear lipstick. Yeah, that's ridiculous. But hey, because you don't use the right gender pronoun for me, that is the end of the world. Except for there was one person in that Twitter timeline, someone called Margaret, who, I'm going to name her because she did well, but she actually kind of put it in a normal way instead of making it over the top and ridiculous. So that's it. That's the first 7 minutes in hell. I'm just trying it with the thing, with the countdown and everything, trying a little bit of OBS magicry to be able to do this live and actually have a counter up there because it makes more sense. But I'm going to end it because that's what all the 7 minutes in hell were. So discuss below. That's all I have to say about this matter. I'm going to tweet this out to those people. They can watch it. They can reply. They can tell me what they want to think and what their opinion of this all is. I'm happy to literally speak to you 7 minutes straight. And then you can do the same for me if you want. If you don't, that's fine. It's a little bit hard, though, within Twitter to actually use the correct pronoun for people that I'm speaking to and actually put across my point as well, which is a little bit unfortunate, yeah, but that's just dems the breaks, as it were, and that's it. So, on that note, this has been Fowl Original. Thanks for watching. See you next time, and please feel free to check out, hopefully, if I put them in, a video here, and potentially a video here, and potentially a subscription here. And you can donate at Streamlabs, and you can donate down in the description as well. I've got links, Bitcoin and all that stuff. But this is just not about donation. It's because obviously I do this for the lulz now because I don't get paid no more. So bye.